Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Wednesday, February the 21st, 2024. I hereby call the Property and Planning Subcommittee of the local committee to order. Madam Secretary, will you please take the roll?
Representative Martin, Representative Raper, Representative Reedy, Representative Rudd, Representative Thompson, Representative Wright, Chairman Crawford,
Present.
Chairman Carr.
Here.
Chairman Carr, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Before we take any personal orders this morning, I noticed a real good-looking group of youngsters come in today. Where are y'all from? Columbia Academy. You just come to observe us today in our workings. We're so proud of you to come in and join us and come with us today to enjoy this. Got to see a little bit how maybe that your state government works. Is there any announcements or any personal orders from anyone on the committee? Seeing none, we'll move on into our action today. Today we have 5 bills for you. And before we get started, I want to let you to know that item number 2, House Bill 2426, has been rolled 2 weeks. Item number 5, House Bill 2215, has been rolled 2 weeks. That brings us back to the number 1 on the calendar, House Bill 2140 by Representative Butler. Representative Butler, you are recognized. You have a motion and a second. And Representative Butler, I believe you have an amendment on that. Is that correct?
That is correct, Chairman. Thank you.
And what number do you have on your amendment?
013919.
That is what I show. Got a motion and a second on the amendment. Does the amendment make the bill?
Yes, sir. It does make the bill.
Okay. All those in favor of Amendment 13919 going on the bill, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? We're back on the bill as amended. If you could please explain your bill.
This bill right here basically will give local governing bodies the ability to say what they want and where they want it in their particular county or respective area they govern. And so that's what the bill does. It deals with a methadone clinic, and we're working on some additional amendments as we discussed to try to fine tune some of this. And as you probably know, Chairman, we've amended this bill a number of times, trying to get all the parties and working with everybody. And so that being said, it's really that simple, and I'll be glad to answer any questions and renew my motion with that. But it's a local governing piece of legislation that allows locals to have some say in what goes on.
If the chair may take a privilege just a minute, I have worked with Representative Butler on this bill. This amendment we will place on it. We have placed this amendment on the bill. And if this bill is fortunate enough to get out today, which I would ask that we do this, because we do have another bill amendment coming forward that we can put on in the full committee. And the reason I do this, I cannot roll him again, or I cannot take him off notice. I'd have to send him to the special calendar, which would mean we would not take this up till the end of the year. And so with the agreement of the sponsor, if everybody is okay, we will pass this one out to full committee. There will be another amendment come, and I will personally say that if there's not another amendment come, I will make a motion to send it back to special calendar. If anybody has any questions on that, they may question to me, or does anyone have a question to Representative Butler? Question has been called on the bill. All those in favor of House Bill 2140 going on with the agreement that there'll be another amendment coming to the full committee, say aye. 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 All those opposed, no. All right, bill moves on to full committee. If you want to be recorded, no, see the clerk. That moves us down to item number 3, House Bill 2425 by Chairman Hicks. Chairman Hicks, you're recognized. Second. Then motion and second, sir. You're recognized on your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I get started explaining the bill, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that it only really affects notifications on annexations. This doesn't affect annexations other than notifications. And what House Bill 2425 requires municipalities to send an annexation resolution to each property owner within the territory to be proposed for annexation. Each adjoining property owner within 200 feet of the annexation, the county mayor, and the county commissioner whose district is included in the territory. The resolution must include a plan of services for the proposed annexation. It also changes the notification from 15 days to 21 days of the first hearing on the annexation. It also requires postage of signage that informs viewers of date, time, and location of the proposed annexation. It states that the sign must be 3 foot wide and 2 foot tall, must be on a sturdy base and 5 foot to the top. And it also puts, House Bill 2425 sets a 7-day minimum between the local planning commission public hearing on the plan of services and the public hearing to take action. So that's what the bill does, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Chairman Hicks. Any questions to the sponsor? Chairman Wright, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for the presentation of this. I just want to make sure in my mind that all of the parcels involved in this annexation are petitioning for annexation. There are no people being annexed that do not want to be annexed.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You are correct.
Follow up. Representative Thompson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just wanted to make sure that, but the language here, it looks like that, if there's an annexation to be done, then this gives notice and nobody's going to be surprised to wake up one morning and find out they're annexed. Is that?
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That is correct. Especially in certain areas now, we have a lot of large subdivisions
Yeah.
that are going in. And currently, under law, there is no notification to adjoining property owners of an annexation currently. This has really never been updated since the annexation law changed. So this is really good to keep adjoining property owners and the counties exactly in the know of what's going on. That's the purpose of this.
Okay.
Follow up, Representative Thompson.
Yeah, thank you very much. And that's good because in my area where I live and part of my district, they had these in the past where people woke up one morning and found out they were annexed and it was almost kept secret until it happened. Now, I don't think it would happen now under the current law, but still it's always good to make sure people know what's going on and what's about to happen to them. So I support that bill for that reason.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And if we pass this bill, they will definitely know.
Thank you. Next on my list, Chairman Crawford, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of things I wanted to get on the record. I noticed that there is no fiscal note attached to this, and the word permissive is in the bill, so it makes it permissive for local governments to participate or not participate, and I appreciate you for bringing it that way. Thank you.
Chairman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Next on my list, I have Representative Martin. You're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Hicks. I want to be clear about two things. If we didn't pass this bill, then people that want to be annexed could be annexed right now, but their neighbors wouldn't necessarily know it. Is that a true statement?
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That is a true statement. I mean, unless the municipalities really works in the process with the county, but under law, they really do not have to be, the adjoining property owners do not have to be notified.
Representative Martin, follow up.
And so what this bill is really doing is adding transparency to those who are not being annexed, but their neighbors are choosing to be annexed, so that those who are not being annexed knows what's getting ready to happen to the property that's next to them. Is that a true statement?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome.
It is. And with these larger subdivisions, it makes such a big impact on all of the surrounding areas, as far as roads, as far as red lights, as far as turning lanes. There's just with these larger developments that's going on, there needs to be a lot of talk, because sometimes that's not happening in between the cities and the counties and the adjoining property owners. So I just want to make sure that that's done.
Representative Martin.
So the sign goes up 2x5 or the exact dimensions. I don't have it right in front of me. Practically, what happens here if my neighbor is wanting to be annexed and I'm not, but I'm aware that he is, and I don't like it, and my county commissioner knows it, what practically can they do about it?
Representative, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I mean, you would have notice of the first public hearing, and there will be several public hearings on this issue that you would be notified of, to where you can go voice your opinion about that annexation. And that's what this is all about.
Follow up?
But I would go and voice my opinion to a political body, which I'm not a member of, that I didn't vote for anybody on that political body in the city. And I'm just going down there to complain and say, I don't want all the lights. I don't want all the 4-lane. I don't want all the traffic. I don't want this neighborhood next to me. But outside of that, there's no, it's just voicing your opinion to people that are going to make a decision that you didn't even get a chance to vote for or against. Is that correct?
You recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You are correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions of the sponsor? Seeing none, I guess we're ready to vote. All those in favor of House Bill 2425 moving on to full committee, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Bill moves on to full committee. Thank you, Chairman. You recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And on House Bill 2426, we're trying to get that bill in order. We're working with a lot of folks, and we're request to roll that for 2 weeks.
Thank you, sir. I got that for, okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have one more on the agenda today, item number 4, House Bill 2018 by Speaker Marsh. Speaker Marsh, you are recognized. Second. It's before you, sir. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill came to us from the County Trustees Association. In 2021, we passed legislation to allow a county trustee to contract with a third-party collection agent to aid in the collecting of delinquent personal property taxes. In this original bill, it was set to sunset this year, and what we're doing with this legislation is trying to take the sunset off. It's working so well that we think we should go on with it. We've got 17 trustees across the state that are using this now, and I talked with some of them this morning. My trustee said that she was able to collect a delinquent tax 10 years ago by using this. So it's working, and we just want it to continue to work. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I believe that is all we're trying to do is take the sunset off of that. Any questions to the sponsor? Question has been called for. All those in favor of House Bill 2018 moving on to full committee, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Bill moves on to full committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Is there any other thing to come before the committee today? Seeing that, I'm in order for adjournment. All those, we are adjourned.